Hi guys, how you doing today? I'm going to do a quick review on, Harlan Coben's Hold Tight. It took me a few days to read this with the kids going back to school and everything, but I finished it this morning. And I'm going to read the inside flap. It says, Tia and Mike Bai never imagined they'd spy on their kids, but their 16-year-old son Adam has been unusually distant lately, and after the suicide of his best friend Spencer Hill, they can't help but worry. Within days of installing a sophisticated spy program on Adam's computer, they are jolted by a cryptic message from an unknown correspondent that shakes them to their core. Just stay quiet and all safe. As if Mike Bai isn't dealing with enough, he also learns that Lucas Lorriman, the sweet kid who grew up next door, is in urgent need of a kidney transplant. As the boy's doctor, Mike suddenly finds himself in possession of an explosive secret that threatens to rip the Lorriman family apart at the seams. Nearby, while browsing through an online memorial for Spencer, Betsy Hill discovers a surprising detail about the night of her son's death. Before she can find out more, Adam disappears, taking the truth with him and sending shockwaves through the neighborhood. As the lives of these families collide in tragic, unexpected, and violent ways, long-hidden connections in their small suburb begin to work their way to the surface. And when an unidentified Jane Doe is beaten to death not far away, those connections threaten to turn this quiet community upside down and force these desperate parents to decide whether there is any line they won't cross to protect those they love most in the world. Yeah, it was a very good book, very good book. It got me from the minute, I read the first page. Like it said, it is about a boy that commits suicide and his best friend who starts to act differently, obviously, after that, and his parents become worried because their child becomes withdrawn in that. So they don't know what else to do to find out what's going on with him, and since his best friend committed suicide, they don't want that to happen to their son. So they go back and forth with each other if they should put in that spyware into his computer, because they don't know if that's just, crossing the line. They don't want to intrude that much on him and lose his trust and all that stuff, but then they decide, it's our son, we're supposed to be his parents, and we're supposed to keep him safe. So they decide to do it, and like right away they start seeing messages that were sent to him that just sound weird and like something's up. So then they find out that there's a party supposed to go on, and they say that they're going to get high and stuff like that. So they don't want their son to know that they found out from the email from them spying. So they're trying, like, how do we keep him home without him knowing that something's up, that we know about the party. So the dad decides to say that, he's going to take him to a hockey game, but that doesn't work, because by the time the dad gets home from work, the son he's gone. He already left for the night. So that basically starts the whole story. The story is through like 2 days or something like that. And so the father says, I'm going to go out and look for my son then. And one thing leads to another. He finds out he's not where he thought he was going to be, and then he has suspicions because something seemed funny there, so it led him somewhere else, and then it's just like this big old thing. And his son actually ended up being in a lot of trouble, and the father ended up getting pulled into it. Cops got pulled into it. It ended up becoming something serious. And then on a different part of the story, there's 2 women that get murdered, and you don't know why. Like, it doesn't even like really tell you much. So I'm trying to figure out how everything's connected, and in the end it ends up being 2 different stories, but it's very good. I'm very big on, as you guys know, I'm very big on covers, but I'm also very big on endings of stories. This one, there's a lot of times when I read a book that when I get to the last, when there's only like 10 pages left or something, I don't even want to finish reading it, because to me it's just like, I don't know, I already know what happened. They already told you the twist, but then they add just a little bit more stuff. So this one, after I figured out the twists and I figured out what was going on, I almost didn't want to read anymore. So the closing wasn't, to me, like, wow. But it definitely, like I said, it definitely was it's an excellent book, an excellent book. I would definitely read it because there's just so much going on. It's like nonstop through the whole book. Just keeps you thinking and just stuff going on, and yeah. So Harlan, Coben, hold tight. And then in a little bit, I'm getting ready and I'm going to Half Price Books, which is about 40 minutes from my house. I've never been there, so I'm kind of excited, but I'm hoping that I'm not disappointed, because you know, sometimes when you get yourself all worked up and that, you know, your expectations sometimes are a little too high. So I'm off today and I have some money, so I'm hoping that I find some stuff. I will fill you guys in later if I do find anything. So until then, take care. Bye.